Welcome to this evening's restorative fascia release. We are going to need a mat or something to lay on top of. Could be a blanket, could be a towel, a pillow, like a big pillow, maybe a couple of them, and a blanket. If you have anything else that you want to use to make yourself super comfortable, then by all means grab it and we will get started. So to begin, we're going to sit on our mats. And the blanket that you're going to have, make sure that it's folded so that it's about 2 to 3 inches up off the ground. And you're going to put it underneath yourself, okay? So I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see me. Okay, so then we're going to extend the legs long here. And this is optional, but if you want to use a pillow or a stack of yoga blocks to support you, what we're going to be doing is a forward fold. This is called caterpillar. So for this, you can have the legs a little bit far apart, or you can bring them together. It's up to you. If you have yoga blocks, you're going to just want to put them in between the legs here to give yourself support. If you have a pillow, just put them across the top of the legs. And so what you're looking for is a support that allows your body to just kind of rest on top of, because we're not looking for intensity in this pose. We're looking to hold this for time, because the fascia, which is the connective tissue in the body that holds together the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, the bone, all that kind of stuff, it's just intertwined inside of everything, requires time to release. It's not about intensity. So we're going to inhale, make yourself really tall. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips with a flat back till you can no longer keep it flat. Then just start to round over your props. And take a moment to adjust your props as you need. And from here, just let yourself bring the hands down by the sides and only go to where you feel sensation, not where you feel any sort of pain, tingling, numbing. All of those are signs that you've gone too far, that you are too intense. And so just simply back up, give yourself additional props, maybe come up a little bit higher. You can let your head hang, or your head can just rest on top of a prop. And what you'll notice is that as you stay here over time, you're going to feel your body melt a little closer to the ground, a little closer to your props. And maybe you start to remove some props to allow the body to melt a little bit more over time. The feet can be flopped open. There's no need to hold on to anything here. And now I invite you to check in with your breath. Let yourself breathe deeply and naturally. And then notice if you're gripping anywhere. So notice if you're tensing your brow or your jaw or your neck, your back, your thighs, your calves. Just notice that. And imagine that you're sending breath into those spaces to release and let go. In this particular pose, you're going to feel this along the hamstrings, so the back of the legs, maybe your glutes. So you're just letting go of the posterior chain. That's all the muscle groups along the back of the legs up into the low back. But really what this is working is the fascia, the connective tissue in the body. So while you may feel it there, it's also working all over. So allow yourself deep breaths and think to yourself, I am relaxing. I am safe. I am letting go. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And then just allow yourself to walk the hands in to the body, rolling yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. Take a deep inhale at the top. Reach the hands up and exhale. Let the arms just reach out and behind. For a moment, we're just going to interlock the fingers behind us. Inhale, open through the chest, look up. And exhale, release the hands as you round through the spine, bring the arms in front of you. Imagine you're hugging a big beach ball. Let's do that again. Inhale, open through the front of the chest, gaze to the sky. Exhale, round through the back, chin to chest. And then sit nice and tall. Let's put the props over to the side just for a moment. Then bring yourself up and off of the blanket or whatever you're sitting on top of. Set that off to the side. Then take your pillow or stack of pillows or whatever it is that you need and put it right behind you. So you're going to want the short end of it right behind the back. Maybe you want to stack pillows or blankets on top to make it a little bit higher. What we're going with this is a reclined, this is called a reclined queen. So your legs will be kind of like when you're doing ab mat sit-ups. You're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, opening up the legs, but you don't necessarily need the feet to be super close to the body. Just open them to the point where you're creating a diamond shape. And if you want to put additional pillows or yoga blocks underneath the knees to prevent the hips from opening too wide, especially if you have hypermobility, so you want to support this, you don't want to go too open here, then do that. So once you have this set up with your support behind you, your legs open, you're just going to gradually walk your hands back behind you and then lay back on that stack that you've created. So I'm going to adjust mine a little bit here. And just adjust it as you need it as well, and then gently lay yourself back. Once you're there, allow the arms to just fall by the sides, palms up, gazing up at the ceiling, chest open, legs are in this diamond shape, optional support under the knees, and come back to your breath. Now taking inventory of anything that might feel extra grippy, extra tight. Our bodies tense up when they don't feel safe, and so there's certain areas of the body you might clench your jaw, you might tense the traps, so the shoulders, the big muscles right next to the neck, right? So I want you to notice if you're doing that. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale with a big sigh. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. And then let yourself breathe naturally, saying, I am safe. I can let go. If your teeth are touching, just separate them. If your tongue is at the roof of the mouth, let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. And just breathe. Remember all of the signals that the body gives to let you know that it is a little too intense. So that is pain, that is burning, that is numbing and tingling. Any of those sensations indicate that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be so far down in this pose. Maybe you need additional support. So if you do feel any of those things, maybe stack the props behind you a little higher. Maybe don't lay back. Maybe instead you are just sitting up tall with the legs open, just allowing the hips to open in that position. Maybe it requires additional support under the knees if your hips are feeling that sensation. Get to know your body. Get to know the signals. Give yourself grace. And come back to your breath. Let's take about 3 deep breaths here now. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then start to guide the knees together with your hands. Take the time and roll over to one side. Coming up off of the props that you set up behind you. Hug the knees into the chest. Let your head rest on your bottom arm. And take about 5 breaths here to transition. On your last breath, press into your hands, guide yourself back up to a seat slowly. Notice anything. If you're feeling dizzy, take a moment to pause and breathe for a few moments. So you're going to leave your props where they are, because now we're gonna have them stacked and set up right next to your hip. I have it next to my right hip here. Then your legs, you're going to bring them to your side. So your left side, if you have it along the right side. If you have it on the left side, then you're bring your legs to the right side, right? So in this case, my legs are now pointed towards the left. My right leg, which is the leg in front, is going to be parallel with the side of my mat here. And so kind of have this 90 degrees in my legs here. It's up to you how deep you want to go into this. Remember, we're not going for intensity, we're going for time. But if you want to bring the outer leg a little bit further back, you may actually feel it a little bit more into the hip flexor. So if that's what you're aiming for today, which is the front of the leg, hip flexor into your quadricep, so your thigh, maybe you bring it back a little further. If you don't want it that intense, just bring it up a little further to the front. Okay? Once you have your legs set up here, inhale, make yourself really tall. Exhale, twist over towards your props. Now, if you feel any pain, don't go that far. That just, again, signals to your body not to do that. Then start to walk your hands along the sides of your props. If it's stacked a little too high, like I feel like mine is, just take off a layer and then let yourself fall onto your prop here. So preferably a long pillow so that it supports your torso all the way up to your head. Let your forehead fall to your pillow, and if you want to take this a little bit deeper and you want it to be more supportive for your spinal twist, you'll turn your cheek to the opposite direction. So in this case, I am on my right side. I'm going to turn my left cheek onto my pillow. And then notice how that feels. If you feel any sort of pain, any of those signals, then don't do that. But you can turn your cheek whichever way you want to. Once you're there, inhale, and then exhale, melting into the ground, into the props beneath you. Arms can be anywhere you want them to be. And then rest. Take another deep breath and then start to walk your hands in towards you, guiding yourself back up to a seat. Then let the legs come out in front. You can bounce them out. You can lean back on your hands to open up through your chest, swaying from side to side. And then you can plant your feet as you bend your knees and windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Maybe stopping and breathing into some places that might feel a little sticky. Let's take this now to the other side. Grabbing your pillow or whatever it is that you were using, now placing it on your opposite side. This time it's on my left. I'm going to send my legs over to the right. Again, remember, whatever side you're on, it just goes to the opposite side. And each side is different, so I just want you to notice what this feels like on the side. It doesn't have to look like the other side, okay? So once you're here, your legs are at this 90-90, remembering that this leg that's furthest away from the pillow, so the outer leg, the further that you bring it back, if you heel toe it back a little further, the more you're gonna feel it in your hip flexor and in your quadricep. So that's this front of the leg into here. If it's too intense, you just heel toe it back towards the front of your mat. Front leg is parallel to the side of the mat. That's up to you. You can also bend it a little bit more if you want less intensity. Inhale, make yourself really tall. Exhale, look over towards your pillow, and then start to walk the hands, guiding yourself to lying down on top of the pillow, torso on the props beneath you. Forehead can be on the pillow, or if you want a little bit more intensity, you're going to bring your gaze towards the back of your mat. So if you're facing forward, right, you're looking to the back. So in this case, since I am on my left side, that would be my right cheek is on the pillow. Arms can be anywhere. They can be by the sides. They can be a little bit further forward. It's up to you. Just let the arms dangle. Let them relax here. And if gazing towards the back feels a little too intense, you just keep your forehead on it or just bring your gaze to the front. Adjust your legs as needed if you want to heel toe that outer leg a little further back for more intensity along the front of the leg. But again, in this case, I'm saying intensity, but I mean where you feel sensation. It's your edge where you don't feel any of the pain and any of the signals that I indicated to you earlier in the practice. We'll take about 1 to 2 more breaths here. And then start to walk your hands in as you guide yourself back up, pressing out of this pose. And once you're seated, guide those legs in front of you, bounce them out. You can bend the legs, planting your feet, taking windshield wipes here from side to side. All right, and now we're going to have a couple of options. I have 2 options for you. We're going to go into Shavasana. One, you can lay on your back, put some support under the knees, grab a blanket or whatever that you want to support yourself. Or if you have a bed or a chair or a sofa or something nearby, or even the wall, so you can use a wall, you can put your legs up on it. So I will demonstrate what that would look like with this bed that's right next to me. So I'm just gonna lie down on my back with my hip up against either the wall or the sofa or the bed, and then guide your legs up as you twist yourself so that your bottom is now up against the surface that you're using. If you have your legs on the bed, your legs might be bent like mine. If you're up on the wall, your legs will be nice and straight. If you want to straighten the legs, you can. And then you can take some ankle circles here. You can wiggle your toes, whatever you want to do. If you opt for the version with your legs up the wall or up the bed or up the sofa, this is actually a great pose to help decompress the low back. It helps lower the blood pressure, and it helps your body to rest and relax. But you also get really great benefits from just taking your traditional Shavasana on your back. To support your legs, if you want to choose this variation, you're going to put a pillow or something underneath your knees to give yourself additional support, lowering onto your back. This is going to flatten your back a little bit more towards the ground. And then you're going to bring either one. If you have your legs up the wall or you're on your back, you can take a folded blanket and put it across the belly, giving yourself some weight on the belly. This will help activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest part of the nervous system. So we are in chronic sympathetic nervous system, which is the accelerator. So if you're thinking of a car, the accelerator of the nervous system. We want to turn on the brakes of the nervous system. We want to let the body know we are relaxed. So whatever variation you choose, let the arms fall down by the sides. Palms can be facing up. Gaze up at the ceiling. Chin away from your chest. Imagine you have an apple between your chest and your chin. And then let yourself deeply breathe in. Exhale with a sigh. Melt into the ground beneath you. Begin to invite a deep breath into the belly. Exhale fully. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, awakening the body. Take some wrist and ankle circles. Reach your arms up overhead. If you're on your back, you can stretch your legs out away from your arms. And then whichever variation you chose for this resting pose, start to guide yourself to your side. So if your legs are up the wall, just bend them in and roll to the side. If you're on your back, just simply roll over to the side. Rest your head on your arm. Let your knees come into the chest. And take a moment here to breathe and give yourself gratitude for this time you gave yourself. And then start to press into your hands as you guide yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands to your lap or to your chest. Hands together at your heart, giving yourself another big thanks. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening. The light in me loves and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.